Hello everybody, this is a GitHub tutorial, and in this tutorial I will definitely make you capable of using GitHub. Let me tell you what is GitHub. GitHub is a cloud-based code management platform where people can publish code and invite collaborators from all over the world, and it can also work as a central code base for your project. Now we will start with the sign up process on GitHub. You will click on sign up and you will do your sign up by filling up your details. As you can see, I already have an account, so I will click on sign in. I will sign in. And when you sign in your GitHub account, you will see an interface like this and you will click on create repository. Repository is like a folder which is available on the internet which contains all of your code, and you should name your repository according to your project, but I will name it as first repository for just example purposes. Okay. Description. You can have anything related to your project, and let me tell you what is the difference between public and private repository. Public repository is visible to the public and private repository is only visible to you. But for the developers who are showing off their work to their employers and other people, the repository should be public. Okay. And readme file. All the professional developers use a README file because a README file makes it pretty easy to understand what the project is all about and how to use the project. So, if you want to make your project stand out and be really helpful, you should definitely include a README file. Git ignore. In this, we add those files which are in the project but doesn't even matter that much. Git ignores that, and those files which are in this git ignore, Git doesn't pays that much attention to them, and they just exist but they don't matter that much. And now you can click on create repository. As you can see, your repository has been created with the readme.md file. Now we will move on to installing GitHub Desktop. We will go to the Google, search GitHub Desktop, and you will get first link download GitHub Desktop. I'm using Windows, so it is showing download for Windows. If you will be using Mac, it will show download for Mac, and you'll click on download for Windows. As you can see, it has started download, but as I have already downloaded GitHub Desktop, I will cancel it. And now I will directly go to GitHub Desktop, open. Now you can see, as we are in our GitHub Desktop, we can see our interface like this. But when you will log into your GitHub Desktop for the first time, you will see a sign in option. You will click on the sign in option and you will sign in with your GitHub account. And if you don't see that, click on file and click on options and you will see a sign in option here. As you can see, here is my account. Now, after you are seeing an interface like this, you will click on the file option, you will click on clone repository, and now you can see the first repository we have created, and now we will select this and we will clone this. We use GitHub Desktop because it is pretty easy to push our files in code to github.com rather than just going to the github.com and just adding files like this. It is pretty hectic. So now, after we have cloned our file, we will just copy this repo path and we will open our file explorer and we will paste it here. And now you can see this will open a folder like this, and you can see a readme file created as we have already created in GitHub. Now we will take all our code which we have to push in our GitHub and we will move that code to this folder. And after doing that, you can see we have all this code here. Now, to directly push it into our main branch, we will add some summary. Always write this summary related to your project and which makes sense to you and people who are reading it. So I will write it as first project. You can write something you want. And now we will commit these 13 files to main. And after committing those files, we will click here, push to the origin. Now now as you can see, the code has been pushed. Now we will open and just refresh. As you can see, we have uploaded our code. Now we will discuss about branches. You can see we are having main branch as our main, but we will also create a test branch, because whenever you are doing development at high level or in the major companies, we directly don't push our code to the main branch, as sometimes it can cause errors and break the whole code. Whenever we want to push code to our main branch or add a new feature or do whatever we want, we first write the code and push it to our test branch. And after testing that code in the test branch and making sure that this code works, we will push and merge that code to the main branch. And just to give you the example, if you are working just now on beginner level, maybe you use only test feature. But when you will go for high level development, you may create different types of branches like feature slash navbar. This type of branch will which was created by a programmer to write the code for navbar. I'm currently not creating this branch because we have to go with the tutorial only. So here is our test branch. And now just see, if I want to commit a code of Python, I will go Python here. As you can see, here is the code of Python, and I will go to my repository folder and add this. And now when I go to my GitHub desktop, I can see this is the code of Python which I want to add. But I don't want to directly add it to the main because it may break. So I will just do the commit Python. I will be writing Python, okay, and commit one file to test. And I will publish this to the branch. As you can see in the GitHub, uh, a new test branch has been created and something has been added. You can see here, if I click here, you can see the test branch, and you can see the test branch is a clone of main, and it also consists of a project.py. Now, after the senior developer or someone who is in charge of the project and sees if this code works, he will accept the pull request. But before accepting the pull request, you as a junior developer or somebody doing open source contribution will create a pull request. After creating this pull request, the GitHub will analyze whether this thing has any conflicts or not. And as you can see, it has no conflicts. So now you can merge, as the senior developer can if he wants, he can merge this. So I will merge this pull request. And now you can add comments, extension, and confirm merge. Now you will see that this code was also added to the main branch. You can go to your repository, and you can see in the main branch, here is a project11.py. So this is how you can see I have committed the main branch. As now I have shown you the concepts of pull request and committing code to the test branches and then committing that code to the main branch, I should also make you familiar with the concept of collaborators. You go to the settings tab and click on the collaborators button, and now you can see this is a public repository. And now if you want, you can add people. You can click on add people. You can add the name of those people you want to add, and if I want to add this guy, I can just click and add him. And now this is a pending invite. There would have been an email sent to this guy, and he can accept if he wants. And you can add as many collaborators as you want. Okay, now I have made you familiar with most of the concepts. And I should also tell you that if that guy wants to do the work in your code, he will first clone this branch, then commit changes in your code, and then commit those changes into the test branch. After that, you will review that code, and if it works well, you will accept that and add that to your main branch. Maybe it feels so sophisticated, but if you can watch the video again. I want to explain this concept to you again if you didn't understand. In just short words, you have created a main branch and you have added a person to collaborate. And if that person wants to do code, he will first clone your main branch and then he will do his code. Then he will commit that code to your test branch so it doesn't breaks the main code. And after that, you are satisfied the code he has written in the test branch, you will just merge that code with your main branch. Now I think you would have understood the concepts. Now, as I have created a simple HTML CSS website, as you all will create, I will tell you how to host it in GitHub. You have this repository, you will go to the settings section, you will go down and you will find called pages. And after you found pages, you will go to the pages tab, and here where is none, you will click main. After main, you will put save. Now you have to wait some time and refresh the page and keep on refreshing until you see a URL. Now you can see the URL. I'll click on visit site, and you can see here the code is working, the site has been published, and you can do this with your own projects and you can use GitHub as you want. Now you have understood the basic concepts of GitHub and you have understood how to do the majority of the things. And if you have not joined the company yet, and maybe in your company, the majority of the work will be done like this, and you can do the majority of your work just like this. And now, as I have promised, I have made you capable of using GitHub without messing up with your brain. Now, I want to show you the most important. Want to use them, you can easily use them. Here is check git version. Oh, this is our command. This is the actual command git version, and this will command will do what? It will tell you which version of git you have installed in your computer, and it will tell you whether you have git installed in your computer or not. Just to do that and work with commands, first you would have to download Git. Git is nothing, just Git is a cloud-based version of Git. As you manage files on internet, on cloud, on GitHub, you manage files and in your own systems using Git. And you will just download, click on download and just click, and you can see the download will start and you will do the normal installations. I have already this thing installed in my computer, so I'll just cancel it. Now, most important Git commands. After git version, what you will do is configure your device with your name and email, as it will declare that you are the person and that is your name who is doing changes in the code. Okay, these are the commands which will do that, declaring your name and email. And clone a repository. This is git clone, and this works like that. If I go to their repository and click here, you can see this https link, and if you copy this link and go to git clone command, and instead of this link you paste the link of the repository, you will clone the whole repository in your terminal, sorry, in your VS Code. What I mean to say is that if you use this command, add this link of the repository after it, you will clone the whole repository in your VS Code. And now to see the status of changes you have committed in your code, you can use git status. You can to add files to commit. You can use git add, and you can also commit changes with a message just by typing git commit -m your message. And you can also upload directly to GitHub from your terminal by using a command called git push. And to direct, the actual command will be git push origin main to your origin of main branch, and it will be like git push origin test to commit code directly to the origin of test branch. And as the name of branch changes, the name in your terminal will change. So, and to pull code from your repository, you can use the command git pull. And just to tell you, these are the most important Git commands you will use majority of your time. And by this, I think I have told you how to use GitHub and do majority of your work with I have completed my promise. Now I think I should sign off.